Hey Luke, the elder care costs for last month still haven't been transferred to my account. When exactly are you going to pay?
What? The payments?
Enough is enough. I've been covering all of Dad's care costs by myself since the beginning of the year.
What? Is that true? I'm so sorry, sis.
I've been waiting patiently all this time, but the bills are really adding up.
Really? I had no idea. This is terrible.
I assumed you were just busy and forgot, but after many months, I just had to say something about this.
I see. Let me check about the situation right away with Heather.
Huh? With Heather? Why would Heather be handling this? We agreed you would take care of the financial side.
Actually, I've been handling large cases at work since the beginning of the year, and I've been really busy. I asked Heather to take care of transferring Dad's care costs. I can't believe the payments haven't been taken care of at all this year.
Oh, so that's what happened. Well, since you're busy, I'll go ahead and check with Heather myself.
I'm really sorry. Please do that. Thank you for understanding. I appreciate everything you do for Dad.
Heather, do you have a minute? Luke told me that he's left Dad's care expenses to you.
It's been a while, Emily. Yes, I'm handling the money matters. Is there a problem?
Problem? You haven't transferred any money for care costs since the beginning of the year. I can't wait any longer, so I need you to pay everything at once.
Oh, about that. Sorry, but I'm not paying a penny for your father's care expenses. You'll have to cover all of it yourself, Emily.
Excuse me? You know about our arrangement regarding my father's care, right? The agreement is that my brother Luke would pay all the care costs. In exchange, since I live near Dad, I would take care of him.
Yes, of course I know that, but just because we agreed doesn't mean we have to silently pay whatever amount you bill us. As Luke's wife, I can't accept this.
But these are the actual costs of Dad's care services.
Whatever you want to call it, I'm not comfortable with the arrangement anymore.
Do you have some kind of issue with the expenses?
I've reviewed the breakdown of monthly charges, and I can't accept any of them.
What specifically is the problem? These are standard rates for elder care services.
Especially since the beginning of this year, you've been using too many care services. You're taking advantage of us paying for everything and being wasteful.
Wasteful? These are all necessary expenses for Dad's care. I'm not billing you for anything extra. Dad just needs more support now because of his current condition.
But the costs have increased since the beginning of the year, haven't they? Your father started using a meal delivery service this year. On top of that, he began using a weekly caregiver service. And this month, he's even using a 2-week overnight service.
The meal delivery service was Dad's request. He said he can eat fewer things these days. Considering his nutrition, he thought having prepared meals would be better.
He could just eat normal food like the rest of us. It's extravagant.
He has specific dietary restrictions now. His doctor recommended these specialized meals. The caregiver and overnight services were also Dad's request. Especially this month, I've been busy with planting season on the farm and can't visit every day. Dad was worried something might happen, so he asked for these services himself.
Don't use your father as an excuse for everything. In the end, you're just using these services to make your life easier, aren't you?
That's not true at all. I'm trying to balance caregiving with my work responsibilities.
I can't accept us paying for that. You should pay for services you use to make your own life easier.
What? I'm telling you that these services aren't luxuries. They're necessities based on Dad's condition and my ability to provide care while working full-time.
Honestly, I've been unhappy about this for a while. You claim you're providing care, but you're mostly relying on external services, and yet we're expected to cover all the costs? That's obviously too much to ask.
I spend hours every day with Dad when I'm not working. The external services are just supplemental.
Since I'm in charge of payments, I'll scrutinize everything from now on. I'll only pay for care expenses that I deem truly necessary.
You can't be serious. You don't see Dad regularly. How could you possibly know what's necessary for him and what isn't?
Don't waste money on unnecessary things. You could make meals in advance instead of ordering food. Using caregivers and facilities is just an excuse because you claim you don't have time. Farming is just playing in the dirt. It's not even a real job with real time constraints.
Excuse me?
Unlike Luke, who's a successful attorney, you have plenty of free time, don't you?
Are you seriously suggesting that farming isn't real work? What do you know about farming?
I mean, you married into a farming family where all you do is dig in dirt, so I think you can handle caregiving without relying on external services.
Listen, farming is a real job just like any other. I work from dawn till dusk. Plus, there's office work to handle, so it's tough. On top of that, I visit my father nearby every day to take care of him, cleaning his house, shopping for him, accompanying him to hospital appointments. Caregiving involves so many different tasks. What's wrong with outsourcing some of it to external services? I'm doing my best to balance out everything. The services help ensure Dad gets proper care when I can't be there.
I'm just saying, don't use unnecessary services. Using external services is fine, but it should be a last resort.
They are a last resort. I wouldn't be using them if they weren't needed.
Basically, I expect you to do as much as you possibly can. Only use costly services when absolutely necessary.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm stretched thin as it is. If you're so unwilling to pay, why don't you help out too? Luke said he'd take care of all the financial aspects. In exchange, I'm handling all the caregiving and administrative procedures by myself. If you don't like that and want to interfere, why not put in some physical effort too? You're living only about 5 train stops away, so you could visit every day, right?
What? I'm busy supporting my husband, who's a successful attorney every day. Cooking, cleaning, ironing his suits. I don't have even 1 minute to spare for elder care.
Then I'd prefer if you just keep quiet about it. My brother agreed to pay these care costs. You might have your own opinions as his wife, but my brother and I believe this is a fair division of responsibilities.
The fairest solution would be to put your father in a nursing home. Then the siblings could split the facility costs equally.
We've discussed this multiple times. Luke agreed this was the best arrangement.
But you poor farmers can't afford that kind of money. That's why you're dumping all the care costs on us.
Excuse me?
You're only providing care because you don't have money and can only offer your time and energy, right? But then you rely on external services too. Don't you think that's pretty demanding for someone who doesn't have money?
How dare you? Our arrangement has nothing to do with who has more money. It's about providing the best care for Dad while balancing our different life situations.
I'm just being honest about the situation. You should be grateful we're willing to help at all.
But I don't need your condescension.
Anyway, since I'm in charge of payments, I'll thoroughly scrutinize everything. I'll only pay for care expenses that are absolutely necessary.
About tomorrow's funeral, you two can make it, right? Since it was so sudden, you can stay at my place if that works. There aren't many places to stay around here.
No need. Heather has already arranged some place to stay.
Oh, has she?
Didn't you tell Heather not to stay at your place? You said your house has too many farm tools and it's dirty, so we shouldn't stay there. That's why Heather went to all the trouble to book somewhere else.
What?
Oh, and thanks for handling the funeral arrangements. With Dad's sudden passing, everything's been so chaotic. You took care of all the preparations and even made me the chief mourner. Thank you for being so considerate, knowing I'm the eldest son.
Wait, Luke, what do you mean you're the chief mourner? I never heard anything about this.
Huh? But Heather told me so.
I've been organizing everything with the funeral home directly. We agreed both of us would share responsibilities.
She said you and she discussed it and decided I should be the chief mourner as the eldest son. She even told the funeral home about that.
What? You've got to be kidding me! Heather has been interfering with the funeral arrangements without my knowledge? How could she do that?
Is something wrong about that?
Luke, I never discussed any of this with Heather. She's been making decisions without consulting me. I can't believe this! The entire arrangement we agreed upon has been changed without my knowledge!
I'm confused, but hey, being chief mourner is just a formality. Let's focus on properly sending Dad off together as siblings.
What is the meaning of this, Heather? Suddenly throwing coins at me and kicking me out. What are you trying to do?
I was just teaching you your place, acting all important since morning, even though you're not the chief mourner.
You can't just throw money at people and tell them to leave their own father's funeral.
The chief mourner today is your brother Luke, so I should be standing next to him greeting the relatives. You have no role here.
What? But Heather, you don't even know who our relatives are, right?
That doesn't matter. As the wife of the chief mourner, I take precedence over you.
Besides, we decided that both siblings would work together today. I didn't want to burden you as the chief mourner's wife, so that's what we decided.
That's just a facade. You're really trying to appeal to everyone for the inheritance, aren't you?
Excuse me? Inheritance? Where is this coming from? We're holding a funeral for our father.
I changed the chief mourner to Luke to prevent that. I can't believe you're still trying to make an impression here.
I have no idea what you're talking about. If you have something to say, just say it clearly.
You've been hovering around all the relatives, acting so helpful and caring. It's obvious what you're doing.
I'm helping because I organized this funeral and I know all our relatives. How is that suspicious?
Fine, I'll say it plainly. No matter how hard you try to impress everyone by standing next to the chief mourner, you won't be getting any inheritance, Emily. Your father's entire estate goes to us, his son and daughter-in-law.
What? Where is this inheritance talk suddenly coming from? And what makes you think you get everything? How did you come to that conclusion?
It's obvious. We paid all your father's care expenses, so the inheritance should rightfully go entirely to his son and daughter-in-law.
You may have covered all the costs, but I did all the actual caregiving. I visited Dad's house every day, took care of him. Plus, I found services he could use, handled the contracts, nursed him when he got sick, accompanied him to hospital appointments. Yet you're acting like you're the only ones who made sacrifices.
That's my line. What you did was just an extension of housework. Or rather, you had no choice but to provide care because you couldn't contribute financially.
Caregiving is much more than housework. It's emotionally and physically draining.
So please, stop pretending you're the one who sacrificed so much.
Excuse me? You have no idea what I've sacrificed. I've put my life on hold for years to care for Dad.
Your father had almost no pension or savings. It's much harder to provide the money for elder care than to do the actual caregiving.
So you're saying I didn't struggle as much as you did, that providing daily care by sacrificing my time is easier than silently paying the bills, and therefore I don't deserve any inheritance. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly right! For a poor farmer like you, this was your chance to get a big payday. You've been diligently providing care, hoping for that, but too bad.
Your assumptions about my motivations are completely wrong. I cared for Dad because I love him, not because I expected something in return.
Take those coins and go back to your dirty little farm. Poor people don't get inheritances.
You're being incredibly disrespectful, not just to me, but to my father's memory. Fine, do whatever you want.
Don't ever show your face again. I've always hated poor farmers. No money, but still having the nerve to act like you're doing us a favor by providing care. Oh, this might be a good opportunity to cut ties completely.
Good idea. I'll cut ties with you, too.
Huh? Who's this?
Could you go home first and prepare the divorce papers? I'll sign them as soon as I get back.
What? Wait, Luke?
Yes, it's your husband, Luke. What about it?
Why are you suddenly appearing in Emily's texts? We're in the middle of the funeral, and you should be busy as the chief mourner, right?
You wouldn't know since you've been hiding outside smoking cigarettes the whole time, but the funeral's already over. We're about to move to the crematorium.
What? It's over already? I didn't know it would finish so quickly.
I was looking for my sister because I couldn't find her. What exactly is going on here? I've seen all your conversations with my sister.
What do you mean? I just kicked out someone who was only after money. Emily is just terrible. She didn't contribute a penny to the care costs and only provided care because she doesn't have money. But then she tries to stand next to the chief mourner, pretending she worked hard caring for your father. She doesn't even know how much we've struggled, yet she's after the inheritance.
What struggle are you talking about? When did I ever make you struggle to pay for my father's care expenses?
Well, you know, the financial burden has been significant. We've had to make sacrifices.
I left the payments to you, but all you had to do was transfer the money. Just sending money from my salary account to my sister each month. I earn enough that the monthly care costs don't even make a dent. It hasn't affected our married life at all. So tell me, what exactly is this struggle you're talking about?
Hey, what's going on? You're scaring me. Are you angry?
Of course anyone would be angry. I fully agreed to cover all of my father's care costs. If anything, I feel bad that I couldn't help with the actual caregiving, and my sister had to do it all. And yet you kicked my sister out of the funeral.
But I was just trying to make sure everything was proper. As the chief mourner's wife, I felt I needed to take control.
Of course, that's not the only reason I'm angry. I saw all your past conversations, too, and I can't believe you were calling my sister and her husband poor farmers. I'm really disappointed in you, Heather.
So you're divorcing me because of that? I kicked her out for your sake.
How was that for my sake, saying the inheritance belongs only to us? There's no way I could take my father's house and land for myself.
What? I thought I was protecting our interests as a couple. Isn't that what a wife should do?
Not by disrespecting my sister and going against my wishes regarding my father's care. I don't even want to look at your face right now. I'll stay at my family home until the next memorial service is over. We'll discuss the divorce after that.
Luke, please, let's talk about this. I'm sure we can work it out.
I've heard enough today. I need time to process everything.
What should I do, Emily? Luke says he wants a divorce. I thought he would have calmed down by now and forgotten about divorcing me.
Of course he wants a divorce. Luke thought he was paying all the care costs this whole time. Instead, he discovers that you unilaterally decided not to pay anything, leaving both care and costs to his sister. He's been in shock from the funeral until today.
But I didn't mean any harm. It just felt like his salary was being wasted. As his wife, I couldn't accept covering all the costs, so I thought I was doing the right thing by refusing to pay.
I think they call this unwanted help, or maybe just meddling. Because of you, my brother broke his promise to our father and became an ungrateful son.
Huh? Ungrateful son? What are you talking about? Luke has always been devoted to your father.
The agreement to cover all care costs was a promise Luke made to our father while he was alive. Luke had dreamed of becoming an attorney since he was young, but he couldn't get into his preferred university. He ended up taking the entrance exam 3 times, and I think he even had to repeat a year in college. He barely passed the bar exam, too.
So what? I respect Luke for achieving his dream through hard work. Many people fail the bar exam multiple times. It's extremely difficult to pass.
I respect him too, but to help him achieve that dream, our father poured his retirement savings into supporting him. That's why our father had almost no pension or savings.
What? Luke never told me that.
We weren't a wealthy family, just an average middle-class household. When Luke decided to take the entrance exam for the 3rd time, our father tried to convince him to give up. He said he didn't have any more money to support him and asked Luke to get a regular job. But Luke refused to give up his dream and insisted, "I'll definitely repay you someday and take care of you in your old age, I promise. And please support me just a little longer." He bowed his head and begged. And our father finally gave in and used up his retirement savings to help Luke.
I didn't know that!
He finally got into university and somehow became an attorney, but by then, our father's retirement savings were completely depleted. That's why it was only natural for Luke to pay for our father's care expenses.
What?
And yet, you refused to pay, saying you didn't want to waste money. Our Father in heaven must be thinking, this isn't what we agreed on.
But I didn't know about these circumstances.
You should have known. Luke said he explained everything clearly to you.
Huh?
When our father's care began, you immediately objected. You said, "Why should we cover all the costs? I don't want that." So, to convince you, he explained the whole situation. At least that's what he told me.
Did he? I remember him saying we needed to support your father, but I don't recall any details about retirement savings or promises.
Whether you forgot or weren't really listening, I don't know, but you made my brother into an ungrateful son without realizing it. The divorce is sad, but Luke is pretty stubborn. I'm afraid there's nothing we can do about it now. Well, goodbye.
No! Wait, please! Don't end this so abruptly. I absolutely don't want to divorce Luke. Don't abandon me. Please help me.
But there's nothing I can really do. Luke has made up his mind. You know how he gets when he feels his principles have been violated.
I'll pay for everything. I'll cover all the care costs that I made you shoulder. So please try to help me stop this divorce. If I get divorced, what will happen to me? I've been living happily as the wife of an attorney all this time.
I hear it's pretty tough for housewives to find jobs. Hey, do you want to work part-time at our farm?
What? Are you trying to drag me into farm work? Me, born and raised in the city. You expect me to get dirty digging in the mud with you people at the bottom of society?
You're still looking down on farmers, I see. But we earn good money, and I could pay you a decent salary. Our sales actually topped $1 million last year.
What? Your farm's annual sales are in the millions? How is that possible? I thought farming was barely profitable.
That's why I never cared about any inheritance and was just caring for our father out of love. I could have easily dumped all the care costs on my brother and ignored our father's wish to stay at home by putting him in a facility, but that seemed heartless. And yet, I get treated like a poor person who can't even contribute to care costs by my brother's wife, and ultimately accused of being a greedy sister-in-law after the inheritance.
Well, that was... I made assumptions based on stereotypes. I see that now.
And still, I'm willing to help my brother's soon-to-be ex-wife. How kind-hearted am I? But you're still rejecting my offer. Oh well, this might have been your last chance for salvation.
But I just can't. Farming is. But sales over $1 million. That's...
I'll wait for your answer until the end of the day. Take it or leave it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy. A few days later, Luke and Heather's divorce was finalized. Right afterward, Heather contacted me saying, "I'll take any job you have, but I need $20 per hour." I reminded her, I said I'd only wait for your answer that one day, and that means you missed the deadline, so I won't hire you. After that, Heather tearfully returned to her parents' home, but they told her, "Of course you got divorced, you embarrassment, and you don't have to take care of us in our old age. So don't come back." She was kicked out and is now barely scraping by with part-time jobs. As for our father's inheritance, my brother Luke gave me more than my share as an apology for the trouble caused. I think I'll use it to help buy a new tractor.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.